Interviews, where we interview some of Alberta and Edmonton's best indie bands. Today we have Revolution Engine with us, and if I can get you guys just to do me a favor, tell me who you are, or tell them who you are, and what you do in the band.
My name is Ken, and I'm the vocalist.
My name's Glenn, and I play guitar.
I'm Ryan, and I play the bass.
Ben, drummer.
I really have to thank you guys for taking the time out of your schedule, because I know you guys. I know it's a rehearsal night, right? So I appreciate you taking the time out to do this with Indie Views. So when did you guys get together? When did Revolution Engine happen?
Glenn and I have played in bands together for a very long time, but
Well over 10 years.
yeah. And so Ken was in a different band, and that band broke up, and then the band that I was in at the time broke up, and Glenn was
Doing nothing.
not in a band, and so then the three of us, we were like, hey, let's start writing some music.
I had a dream of getting Ryan and Glenn and a different drummer in a band. And when my band broke up, I sent Ryan an email. I was trying to find it today.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, brother, I heard your band broke up. That's really too bad. I would really like if we could get together and play. And he actually he wrote me back and said, I'm not really interested.
I shot him down. I was like, it was a breakup letter. It was like, I like that we're friends and stuff, but
yeah,
let's just
keep
stay
it that
friends.
way.
Yeah.
Send.
Yeah. And but he is pretty relentless.
I'm very relentless.
And then he ended up getting Glenn actually on board, I think, first, and then I was like, oh, okay, maybe I should check it out.
Yeah,
And so then we, for about a year and a half, 2 years, almost 2 years, we started writing music and started cycling drummers, oh, I'll get a guy play, and
it
at
was
first
Spinal Tap-ish.
it was a bit silly. Like,
we literally played to tracks.
at the time I was playing with this R&B band. Ben was one of the original drummers. You were the original drummer in that band.
Yeah, I've been playing with that band
Yeah.
for 7-8 years or something like
Yeah.
that. It was pretty cool.
And so we had crossed paths there, but then, Ben had left that band, and I was still playing it, and it was kind of winding down or, metamorphosing into something I didn't want to be a part of. But then I was like, hey, I brought it up with these guys. I think I know a drummer that would totally fit the bill. So they were like, well, bring him on down. So that was where Ben entered the picture, and then since that point, it's been, I guess that was about 5 years ago that Ben joined. Almost 6 years ago now.
6 years ago, probably.
So yeah, and that's it. So that's how we got together and started playing music together as a band.
How do you guys, individually or as a group, however you want to answer it, how do you classify success as an indie band? Like, what would be success to you for Revolution Engine?
I think it's a challenging one for us because, we're not kids. We're not 21 and, no responsibilities. I'm married with nearly grown kids. I'm a manager at my job. So and a mortgage. Can't just run off on tour and car payments. Can't just run off on tour and get paid, sleep on basement floors and get not paid for gas to get to the next town. So right now, I think success for us is that ability to go out every weekend and play somewhere nearby within driving distance on the weekend and melt faces. And if we have opportunities to do that, we can write songs, we can record, we can be, everything that we can be with the time that's available to us, then to me that's pretty awesome. That's incredibly fulfilling for me.
Yeah, I would say, just to add to that too, is for indie bands specifically, that I think you really rely on the local scene, and I think to be known in your local scene, to me, is a measure of success as well.
Yeah.
That other bands would know who you are, and that you would generate a fan base outside of just your friends. I think once you have fans that come to your shows and you only know them from the shows. Like you don't know them anywhere else. But they come and see your band because they want to see you. I think that, to me, that's always been a measure of in the bands that I've been in, this one included, that's been a measure of like, hey, we only know this person or these 10 people or whatever, however many it ends up being. I've only ever seen them at shows. We don't hang out. We don't, you know, they're not part of my social circle, but yet now they are because they're part of, you know, what we do as a band. And I think that part of it and the local scene, and by local scene, I don't necessarily just mean Edmonton, but like, you know, whether it's Alberta or even nationally, I still see that as like, I guess the indie scene, you know? Bands that aren't getting a giant radio push and like millions of dollars behind their marketing campaign, you can still build up that fan base.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's a good point. I've never heard that one before, but yeah, it makes sense.
Back in the day, like I really never have played for like stupidly popular bands or anything like that, and so, when I was playing with the R&B thing, like it was about, you know, the guy was from the United States, so we always thought if only we could hit it big in the States, then this would be all golden, right?
My definition of success, I'm going to be a lot more abstract because that's the way that I am, is to pour myself out into the world, my talents, my passions, whatever I have. When I'm done with this body, it better be empty, kind of thing. So for me, success is when I look out into the crowd and I can see people waking up. Yeah. We are a message-driven band, and all of our songs are written with a message and a reason. There's a reason we're called Revolution Engine. We are here to create that revolution of the mind. So, and I see it, and I saw it at our last show, and it's amazing when I see people wake up and they're listening to the lyrics and they understand what I'm saying. And they come and they talk to me afterwards and they like, was that song about such and such, or, you know, and to me, to engage in people's inner life like that, to me, that's success, to see that.
Yeah, well, and I appreciate everything that you guys just said. I know that the first time that I saw you guys was at OurFest, right?
Oh, that's right.
And as soon as I saw you guys, personally, I was pulled in, right? You know, and we weren't friends. We never
hadn't met yet.
Yeah, we didn't. You guys didn't know me. I didn't know you guys.
Yeah.
And you guys know how I feel about you, man. I think you guys are fantastic, right? I love the energy, I love the power, and I love the message, right?
Cool, thank you.
And that's just, you know, that's just me. But I think what you guys do is fantastic. You know, so you know, best of luck in touching as many people as you can possibly touch with what you guys are saying and what you guys are doing. So, Revolution Engine, you guys are going to play us a song, yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
And the song is called
Burn Unit.
Burn Unit. I love the name. Can't wait to hear it. Fire up, boys.
So I lay me down to sleep, and I scream my soul won't keep. So I go swimming in the flames, my life's in ashes again. And I cry out, please, Father, save me. But he says, son, not this time. No, not this time. So I try to walk, but I'm forced to crawl, because I've cut myself at the knees again. And he did not stop me from stumbling, no. He did not hold me from the fall. Ripped right open to reveal these scars, and somehow I'm beautiful. child falling from grace. So headlong into the fire I'll swim, and on that smoke I'll choke. But there is beauty in the flames, and there is mercy in the cause. I'll never learn to sing. I'll never learn to save again. I'll never learn to sing. I'll never learn to sing. I'll never learn to sing. I'll never learn to save again. I'll never learn to sing. I'll never learn to sing. I never meant to hurt nobody. I was just looking for some touch. I never meant to hurt nobody. I never knew I needed it so much. And I realized, though I walked with him not, he walked with me through these embers of loss. And as the flames rose higher, it was him. It was Christ. He was the architect of my fire.
Beautiful. Fantastic. Fantastic. Love, thank you. Love the song. Right on.
Appreciate it.
Cool. There's a lot of indie bands out there that haven't been doing what you guys have been doing for as long as you've been doing what you're doing. So, what little tidbit can you give them to help them to progress in their situation to try to get a little bit better at being the indie band that they are and kind of moving up a little bit?
Okay, well, first of all, please tune. No, I'm
Yeah.
teasing, but
No, that's
no,
true.
but that
That's
is
very true.
Please
That is true.
tune, master tuning when no one's looking, things like that. But no, but seriously though, I think one of the big things that we work very hard at is practicing game action. There's the way that we set up in this room is not by accident. We set up to practice as though we're performing, and we always practice as though we're performing. Even if we're working on just a single song all night, we're planning that song to be a performance that communicates the message. And it's not just so if you just think about your songs as little islands unto themselves and you don't think about how that's going to translate to what you're trying to share with your audience, you are selling yourself short.
When you're rehearsing, I want to hear everything that's going on. I want to be able to hear the vocals. I want to be able to hear the drums. I want to be able to hear the guitar. I think it's important for guys on stage to hear, and in any band, to hear the other parts and hear how your part fits into it. I mean, it's more of a music thing, I guess, but to really, if you can't hear what your bass part is doing against the guitar part, or when in bands that have multiple guitar players, and to really, listen, what am I playing something that's complementary to that? Should I be playing at all? Should I just be sitting out here? Those sorts of things. I think crafting songs that have interest, that people wanna, that have excitement to them. And if your songs are lame, then the first thing you need to do is write better songs. And the way to do that, though, is just to write a lot of songs. I mean, we've written more songs than we play.
Oh yeah.
Like, we have songs that we just no, that's not a song we're gonna play anymore. We're like
We're done with
it's
that
done
one.
with it. Like because we're working towards new material, and we want to always be elevating our game as far as material goes too, and then realizing that you're putting on a show. Like, people don't go to hear bands, they go to see bands.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's a big part of it. And lots of guys think that everyone's there to hear their band. But I mean, in a rock sense, I mean, you're not Snarky Puppy, you're not a massive jazz thing. It's like, we're in a rock band.
Yeah.
People are there to see our show, not to hear our show. The hearing the show is a byproduct, and that's a big part of it too, is to realize that everyone's watching you first and listening second.
Yeah.
So you have to be cool visually first, and you have to grab their attention and look cool and do cool things on stage.
Yeah.
And then you get buy-in, and then people start listening, and then people start, oh man, I love this song. This is the words hits them, and you know, but people are watching first, and always assume that people in a club are watching you first.
Another thing that's huge is personal development. I mean, when I'm not with the band, it's like, what am I doing by myself that adds value to the band I'm with? Right? Like, anyone can just put on an MP3 and drum to it, but it's one thing to challenge yourself with like rudiments or scales and just play them over and over and over till you're sick of them. And that's when you're sick of them is when you know you're starting to get good. Either that or you're doing worse than you were off before. Right? So it's being able to, you know, obviously a band is a great meter of that, because then you're able to, you know, your stamina increases and stuff. But when the show's on, it allows you to play those licks and riffs or fills. And yeah, and it's just kind of like a friendship, right? Like if I have nothing to bring to the table and it's just one-sided, then what kind of a friend am I? And when you're a musician, your craft is like your friend that you're bringing to the table. Okay, all right, what do you have to offer? How does your talent add value to what we do?
There's probably nobody who practices more in our band than Ben.
Yeah, true.
He practices.
I was going to say I noticed that somebody was a step above everybody else, but I didn't. I didn't want to because I'm a drummer and I didn't want to seem like I was picking favorites.
Yeah, but it's true. It's true.
It's
Ben,
so true.
Ben does practice the most, and it shows. I think it does show.
I'm out there and I want to listen to Revolution Engine. Where do I find you guys?
RevolutionEngineMusic.com.
RevolutionEngineMusic.com is our site right now, and if you want a taste of the music, that's the best place to go at the moment. You can also go to YouTube and look us up there.
Yeah, SoundCloud.
SoundCloud. You can often
Instagram.
find video clips and things linked through from past Facebook live feeds. So there's a bunch of places, but a good place to start is the website.
And
Our socials are all at Revolution Engine Music,
Okay.
except for Twitter, which is at Juggernaut Gen, GGE, and Juggernaut Generation, Juggernaut Gen.
And like you said, you really want to get a feel for what's going on. Come out to a show.
Absolutely.
Totally.
And you guys are all over Facebook. I know you are. You can find out where the shows are all the time.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Right, so it's pretty simple. If somebody puts in Revolution Engine,
Yeah.
they're going to get something
They'll find
that
us.
they can find you guys with, right?
I believe, last time I searched on Google, if you search Revolution Engine, we come up the first 3 hits now for that. So, one is our Facebook site, another one's our website. So, I mean, you can Google us too, and you should.
Find something
If
relevant.
you do Revolution Engine Band or Revolution Engine Music into Google, you should run into us somehow.
Upcoming shows. You want people to come out and see you? Where are they going to go to find you guys?
Yeah.
The very next one is at the Forge on White, which is awesome to see back up and running as a venue, formerly the Pawn Shop space. New crew of people running it, great people. That's April 15th. It's a Saturday night. I have to try to remember everybody on the bill, but it's Shocker, A Haunt of Crows, and Fire at the Sky, and us.
Firing at
Firing at
Firing
the Sky,
at the
sorry.
Sky.
Firing at the Sky.
Yeah.
I hate it when people say the name wrong. Sorry. Sorry, Firing at the Sky.
They'll get over it.
Yeah.
I want to thank you guys for taking the time again. Right, really been a pleasure, and it's really good to get to know you guys at a different level than just see you at a club and playing with you and all that sort of stuff. So I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thanks, man.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Thanks. Thank you. So you'll be able to catch other indie views at my channel, The Rock Lodge, on YouTube. You'll also be able to catch them on my website. I post all of them to the website, therocklodge.ca. Remember, indie views, indie always. You guys have a great night.